Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the final Chapter 7 episode of the Star Swordsman Mockman account. It's been a time. Oh boy, it has. This was a busy day and a half, maybe 2 days, of pushing content. Absolutely incredible work by SSM. He has met every expectation I had of him, and he met them in excess. Much better than I had expected. Keeping the attack about equal to the LFA, although my LFA had to fire, my SSM does not. He is just positively dominating everything, everything I put him up against. I'll probably be singing a different tune next week when Star Expedition is here, but I think better progress literally everywhere, with the exception of Star Expedition. It seems like a pretty fair price to pay, I'll be honest. Moving on, we have the Valk stage 766. This is all pre-recorded footage, by the way, which is a little bit different than the past few videos I've put out where I was recording live. This is because it was getting late. I had already recorded and voiced over content for like, I don't know, 2 hours maybe. I was running on fumes. My charisma, it was it was dwindling a little bit. So I was like, you know what, I'll just record the video and then I'll get the clears and then I'll voice it over later, which is what I am doing presently. So the Valks, they will perish very shortly. This is how I sort of do clears whenever I'm getting impatient. I have a second device, logging in on that, it kicks me out, and then it just ends the fight because they don't have a forfeit option for Void Campaign, which they really ought to, because we can just tell if it's going to be a win or a loss based on the first few seconds of a fight. This one looked optimistic, so we of course stay. Full energy feed. Second active from SSM, absolutely humongous. This is with no Defier, and it's with no Balance Strike. So the damage potential is not met yet, and in fact, we might not even be halfway there, just because SSM is a little bit silly with how Balance Strike interacts with his skills. So, the Valks are done. Moving on to Sherlock, Holmes, and Penny. Not as annoying as triple Sherlock, triple Holmes, but it's not a picnic either. It takes a few attempts. Then, in fact, the same thing happens as happened with the triple Holmes, triple Sherlock earlier in Chapter 7, where we click the button fast enough, and then it confuses the game, and then it skips over the actual video of the recorded events. So again, it's a little bit annoying that we don't get to see the clear, but I mean, it is what it is. I was told that this won't work if you're unable to clear, so the clear RNG had to have worked out. It's just that you don't get to watch the fight, which sucks, but you know, I'm happy that we did not have to pick this up another day. So we blasted through. This time, 767 is done, and now 768 is about to be done as well. Pretty solid. This one's obviously much more trivial because there's nothing here that counters TBB. Humongous active skill. No mercy. Everybody's dead. 769 now. Triple Yormtum, triple Gaggy. This is going to be similarly trivial. Bam. Here we go. Almost done. This, and then one more stage after. And then Chapter 7 will be over. And then we can do the thing that I'm most excited for, frankly, which is going to be my Void Boss 3 clear. Oh, good lord, was this a clear? It was clear in all caps. It was like, it's as clean of a clear as you can really get. We did suffer a casualty, but we hit max score, and the fight was over before we even hit round 7, I think. Maybe. The point is, it was over a lot faster than my LFA ever could. The best score that I've ever gotten on it at max. So yeah, I used to think LFA, I probably shouldn't insult him that much because he's good against void bosses, which is true. Like, I'm going to be detracting from him a little bit later on, but that's not to say he's bad against void bosses. He's obvious. I think he's definitely top three in void bosses. I think I haven't seen Asmodel the Dauntless do it very much. MFG, unfortunately, not good at it because he just targets the minions, and the boss is the one you want to nuke down quickly. I've seen a few good DTV clears as well. But yeah, let's get back to what we're doing right now, though. The boss Gaggy nuked down by SSM and LFA working together as dual damage dealers. We die. Sad. But it is what it is. Moving on. There's TVV. No deaths yet, so this is going to be a loss. Most likely, with the Gaggy nuking us down. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunate. Moving ourselves along, though. Bam. 2 kills right off the bat, thanks to SSM and LFA doing their dual damage dealer thing. And this will be that. 7-6-10. Mission complete. So we're going to move on. Actually, I lied. We're not going to move on quite yet. I'll show you a little bit of 811 so that we can get a handle of the HP bars that we're dealing with in Chapter 8. And then we'll move on to the Void Boss. I wanted to get this out quickly so that I can have the Void Boss 3 video out before the Void Boss 4 drops, because that's going to be the focus of attention. Probably for most of my viewers at this point. I know free-to-plays who are in Chapter 6 now. So I imagine most anybody watching this, my Whaley content, is probably well beyond Chapter 4 at this point. So I imagine you'll all be interested in that whenever it comes out this week. Very excited. Exciting times. But these health bars, notably larger than those in Chapter 7, not insurmountable though, especially because we have several millions of attack in the tank still whenever I get my Destiny SFX, and whenever we get tree levels higher and X levels on 4Cs and what's her face? Eloise. But yeah, health bars, not pleasant, but not horrible either. Holmes Young, gonna die. This will also look nice whenever we use Balance Strike into fire. Man, I'm so excited for that. So excited. But yeah, so this will be the Void Boss. Void Boss 3. 3.4 billion CCL on that team there. Pretty good. Do keep in mind, this is without Defire. But yeah, here we go. Nobody's dying here. Luckily, my SSM is not at risk of death at this point. But the rest of my team is. This HHA is going to die this round, in round 2. This is why I like to run 5 Demon Bells as opposed to 4. That way, if one of your teammates die, you still have enough energy feed to minimize the poor RNG chances. But you're not going to expect to see much right now whenever he's blue, because this is his defensive form. So he's just using his Destiny, using a little bit of damage. It's also round 3, so Antler's Cane's not super effective at this point. Getting his counters, which aren't going to do much damage against these guys. You can see the health bars moved a little bit, which is pretty good. Lands the last rift on the enemy. And this is the exciting part. The round 5 active skill. Here we go. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous. Hold on to your butts. Pow. Absolutely atomizing the back line there. And that's going to finish them off too. Perfect score. Dead before round 7. Max points just in time so that I can begin grinding boss 4. Very excited to see what this boss does. I haven't seen any footage on it leaked from TapTap yet, which is a little bit weird because we usually do see some of that, but not this time, I suppose. It is what it is. I've stopped using my attempts for fun on the bosses just so I can have them ready for whenever the boss does come out. I'm interested to see what it does. I've heard it has some reflection mechanic, like Penny does, so reflection armor, which means I will probably want somebody to outspeed. What this damage scales on, I don't know. If it's their attack, it won't be much problematic. If it's damage reflection, reflected back at us based on our damage that we do to them, a little bit more scary. But that just means just have your lowest divine power enemy go first. Your lowest divine power ally, rather, go first. And have them preferably be weak. Because, if we're being honest, Mystic Fairy Freya is not exactly unleashing devastating attacks whenever she attacks the enemy. So, if it is like Penny and there's just one layer, then a fast Mystic Fairy Freya should be able to just solve all the problems there. What I don't know is if it has defense down. I suspect it might, just because the assassin variant that these bosses are pulled from, I think it does have defense down, either in Force War or in, what's it called? Realm's Gate. One of the variants does have defense down, so I don't know if this one will as well. In which case, this might be a scary boss, but I have a contingency plan for that. Dead on round 8. Pretty good fight. Pretty good. I mean, obviously my whole team is also dead, but it doesn't really matter. We just care about the resources, and a clear is a clear, so. One more fight, and then you'll be able to see the super cool thing. The part that I'm happiest about. That I actually wasn't expecting. I forgot there was even a boss leaderboard for these things. Just used to not checking those, I suppose. But we got a pretty exciting position on the boss leaderboards. Also, sorry if my mouth is making a lot of noises. Besides from the words that I'm speaking, I am chewing gum and also walking around. So my breathing is going to be a little bit heavier, maybe catching my breath walking and also trying to speak a mile a minute. Liking this a lot. But yeah, SSM he's just really cool. I'm expecting his prices to rise a little bit, just because I'm doing a very good job advertising him, posting him basically everywhere, because he's my baby and I'm proud of him. I'm looking forward to see what he can do later. He'll be switching to his offensive form. There he goes. He is now yellow. Two chases, so rather miserable, but still getting a rather huge chunk on those health bars. SQH dies. MFF is also almost there. But there goes the back line. With just two chases. Not critting on the bottom guy. But yeah, there we go. This will be around 9 clear. Pretty good. Pretty good. And now we can check the leaderboard. Number 16. That is a permanent spot 16, the 16th player on iOS to get a perfect score on Boss 3, and it was done with a Star Swordsman Machman. Pretty amazing. So, have yourselves a good day. Thank you very much for watching. We're just going to go through and tour the account real quick just so you can see what's up. 67 million attack. Not bad at all. Holy Damage, Steel Damage Stone. I did manage to get. There's our melodic strings. Pretty good on him. There's our SFX with only a sad level 2 core. Eloise, T3, 4Cs, T4. They need to be leveled soon. We are out of Stellar, which Void Boss 4 will help with. So that'll be all. Have yourselves a good day. That's the Awaken. See you in the near future with probably some Void Boss 4 content. Love you all. Have a good one.